Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about some fixes that worked for me for rough idling, fluctuating RPMs, what else? My car was lurching and surging when the AC was on, mainly at stoplights and stuff like that. That's all fixed now, and I'm not saying this is going to work for your specific situation, but this worked for me. Maybe it can help you out. So I have a 2013 135 IS, and it's N55, and so I have the E series N55 MHD on here, and I run stage 2 plus all the time. I wouldn't call this a daily driver. I drive it a couple days a week. Well, I don't drive it at all now. But it's always had problems, mainly when I start the car, and then kind of just warming it up, basically. So I figured a few things that could fix this, and like I said, it worked for me, so hopefully it works for you too. So when I pull up the app, I'm on stage 2 plus, 91 octane, DCT. So these are the options that I use. I'm almost positive that this whole issue for everyone revolves around cold start noise reduction. I have catless downpipes and neighbors, and it just doesn't sound cool. It's really obnoxious, and I can't live without that. So that might be the case for some other people as well. But that shouldn't cause the car to do what it's doing. And then my exhaust burble's just on stock. So I think that reverts back to the PPK, kind of mod or whatever it's called, that's in this car already because it's an IS. So I do already have some exhaust burble. I think if I turn that up too much, it's just really annoying and it backfires way too much. It does not sound good. But I have catless downpipes, so I unchecked that. And coolant target stock, and nothing else is really checked. So those are my settings, just so you can see, are my options. And then the first thing I did, which after trying everything, this really worked. And the guy at MHD in Germany walked me through this. So this intake, the N55 BMS intake, is the cause of all of the idling issues. And I don't know exactly why that is, but basically what it does is when the car starts up and it cold starts, it pulls in way too much air, which causes an error. And it could be because of the sensor. I'm not really sure. Terry Berger seems to think otherwise. He's awesome, he's great, but he will not admit that this is the problem. And I've heard from many people that this is the issue, and that the stock box is plenty fine. This intake sounds awesome. It sounds really cool. It gives a lot of whoosh, all that stuff. You can hear the turbo. But I've been running the stock box, and guess what? My car works, so I would much rather have that going on. So I've had my car on ignition for a while, so I'm going to turn it on and let you guys see what my cold start noise reduction looks like now. So sorry, I forgot to say, you're gonna want to take this off, and I know it's hard, it sounds awesome, but put the stock box back on. And it takes like 30 minutes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to reset. You're going to go to codes, and you're going to go to reset adaptations, and you're going to reset you just click it and it will reset. And you reset all of these except for the battery. And then you're going to flash your map again, and you're going to kind of drive around town slow and slowly work it up to driving quicker, and that should fix your car. So I will show you, and I've kind of contemplated in my head if I should reset the adaptations, retune, and then reset them again. But I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on that, or if it matters. A lot of you will probably say I'm overthinking this whole process, but this came straight from the guy, Marshall, who created MHD. So here is, I'll kind of show you my gauge cluster as I'm starting the car, and then I'll also roll my window down a little bit. So it's not perfect. It definitely should be smoother than this, but I'm sure it's much better than what some of you guys are dealing with. So I'm gonna start the car and the window is open all the way. So it holds 800, 850 for a little bit, and then in about 10 seconds it'll cruise down to idling, which is, I think it's 650. You can adjust it in the app, but I think that's what the stock level is. So I'll kind of give you a sound. Sounds great. You know, the car sounds great. So I haven't started the car in 3 days, so that was a pretty cold start. Okay, it looks like it's idling around 800, but before, I'm gonna roll my window back up because it smells like gas. Before I did this reset and swapped out my intake, the car would go up here, maybe about, 1600, and then it would kind of like start going down here, and then it would fall down there, and you'd have to give it gas, and then it would go, and then it would like go up, or you just have to hold the gas up at around here for like 30 seconds for it to land in this range. It just kept wanting to fall, and that is from the intake, the BMS intake, pulling in too much air and telling the MAF sensor, hey, we need more fuel, or we need less fuel. And I'm pretty sure that the engine just isn't getting the right amount of fuel upon startup with this intake. So I don't know why that's an issue. It could have something to do with the way the sensor feeds on here. I don't know, but I'm no expert. Maybe somebody else can figure that out. All I know is that it works. It's awesome. If I park on the street, late at night and I have to leave early in the morning, it's not gonna wake everyone up. It's just so much better. So hopefully that helps. And I will give a quick walk around for my car because it is for sale.